Hello, everyone. So we hear from the Irish government at the moment. They're kind of putting it out there. They're kind of subtly putting it out there that there's crisis. There's no enough petrol, not enough diesel. So they're saying basically, oh, subtly at this stage, but sooner or later they will come out with the full details that, oh, you can't go to work, you can't go to school. So they're talking about what Eamon Ryan was talking about a few years ago, carpooling. There'll be only two cows in the village and everybody has to take turns of going into the two cows. That's what Eamon Ryan, now he's a big house that fell in the European Union. God help us all, he's falling asleep all the time. But anyway, the government are coming along and saying that today. And then they're coming along and saying, oh, we might have to restrict people's movements, etc., because the price of diesel and stuff, and there's ration it, etc. So what I'm trying to say, the 15-minute cities, we all know they want 15-minute cities, that you're going to go to 15 minutes beside your house, basically. That's what they want to do. But of course, Micheál Martin is flying to Helsinki. He flew to Helsinki in the government's private jet, then on to Warsaw, and then flew around the world. So there's no issues there with fuel when it comes to the elite. But for you and me, the peasants, no, we can't go outside 15 minutes. So we kind of hear them subtly saying that because let's be fair, they want to kind of do this climate lockdowns too. They nearly would do it if they got away with it, and they probably will do it because we've seen during COVID and stuff the effects. They've been saying about schools and colleges, they're saying they could go to remote learning. And of course, the development of so many young people during COVID, etc., was affected because they couldn't see their friends. They couldn't. It's different than being on a screen, but seeing people going into a place is a lot more better for people's mental health and well-being. They're doing digital things online, especially when it comes to young people. It's so many young people have died by suicide, etc., because of they were left alone and they couldn't see their friends. They couldn't do anything, and of course, nobody's ever hold a couch in this country to all that. Dr. Tony Holohan still walks around free as a free man. He should probably be in prison, along with a few others. They should be probably in prison too for what they did, because as we know now, um, the other effects that we're talking about, the mental health effects, the psychological effects of so many young people now, when they had to go through all that, it overweighs anything that happened. Because the sheer psychological damage that's been done, it's probably never can be erased, to be totally honest. There's so many young people. And along with other things, the economy, etc., so many businesses lost their jobs, so many people lost their jobs, so many businesses lost their livelihoods, etc. And of course, the state was taking on a huge amount of debt, etc., because of it. But now we see with the conflict in Iran, first of all, it was utterly stupid, and I'm sure anybody would agree that the Irish state doesn't keep the turf. They won't allow you to cut turf. Now, for years, there's been in the Midlands, there was loads of tough power plants, power in the country, peat bogs too, power in the country. But of course, the Irish government wanted to throw them, they basically closed them all down for the environment. Now, if they would open them and stuff, if they would have kept them open, we wouldn't be in this situation if they would have done it. And the same with we have oil off the west coast of Ireland. They won't mine that either, and they won't do anything, the Irish government, because of the environment. So it's their own fault basically for why they've done all this for the environment, etc. Now we look at China that have coal power plants in the billions. They're just using coal all the time. But it's utterly insane. It's just lunacy unleashed. And they're saying about people taking more public transport and stuff, should use public transport more. I agree, but in rural Ireland, that's not an option. You can't just find the bus in the middle of nowhere in rural Ireland. It's all right in Dublin, you have plenty of transport and stuff, but this is even the thing too, that in rural Ireland, they're talking about if you can walk to places and stuff. In rural Ireland, there's miles and miles and miles before you get anywhere. So they're just suggesting then cycle and stuff like that. So basically, it all fits the agenda nicely too, because the government has spent billions on bicycle lanes and nobody's using them. But yeah, it's utterly ridiculous. This whole situation, even with Donald Trump and stuff, it's entirely ridiculous why they started this war in the first place, because it benefits no one. The only people it benefits is Israel. It doesn't benefit anyone else. And of course, they're killing majority probably innocent people, to be totally honest, because they're just bombing everywhere. And of course, they've no idea what they want. It's absolutely insane. But this is the thing. Hopefully, we'll come to an end soon. But pretty much, the Ryanair, for example, the chief cost airline, has said that they only have up until May, the end of May, jet fuel, because the next problem is jet fuel. So basically, so nobody will be able to come into the country, come out of the country, and of course that's going to affect the tourism industry and the aviation industry here, depending on how long it goes on. But Ryanair has said that they only have until the end of May or so. So it's a huge issue, and then of course Aer Lingus probably doesn't have much more left either, and of course other airlines too. So there's other issues coming down the track very soon. But it was utterly ridiculous how this war started in the first place. But anyway, let me know what you think. Subscribe for more, and bye.